It was a March night in 1986 when no one expected a mid-major program out of Cleveland to rewrite the college basketball playbook. And yet that's exactly what Kevin Mackey achieved. The underdog coach who dared to believe that his team could stun giants didn't merely win games. He changed the narrative of a program, lifted a community's hopes, and left an indelible mark on a university, a city, and the sport. His passing reminds us just how fleeting greatness can be, and how powerful the legacy one determined leader can leave behind. From the moment Kevin Mackey arrived at Cleveland State University in 1983 as head coach of the men's basketball program, he set out to do something bold, build more than wins, build belief. At a school not renowned for basketball glory, Mackey refused to accept the notion that good enough was sufficient. He instilled an attitude of why not us? And in doing so, he rewrote what was possible for Cleveland State's program. Under his stewardship, the Vikings became a force. The 1985-86 season stands out in school history. Mackey's squad compiled a 2-9-4 record, claimed the regular season and tournament titles in the AMCUA Conference, and then tore through the national stage in the 1986 NCAA Division I men's basketball tournament. Most memorably, his team upset the mighty Indiana Hoosiers, coached by the legendary Bobby Knight, in the opening round. That game wasn't just a win, it was a seismic shift. Cleveland State became the first number 14 seed to advance to the Sweet 16. Wikipedia +2. In that moment, Mackey's vision took shape. He recruited players who were hungry, cast aside conventional wisdom, and instilled a fast tempo, fearless brand of basketball. He was more than a coach of excess and OS. He was a motivator, a recruiter, and a dreammaker. The underdog label didn't limit him, it fueled him. For a city and a university that yearned for big moments, Mackey delivered one of the great Cinderella runs in college basketball history. The national spotlight shone on Cleveland State, and Mackey embraced it. But Mackey's story is neither simple nor wholly triumphal. Behind the bright wins and national acclaim was a man wrestling with his own demons. According to historical record, after the 1986 run, Mackey struggled with substance abuse, which ultimately cost him his role at Cleveland State. Wikipedia +1 these years tested him deeply. His fall from college head coach to personal hardship casts a sobering shadow alongside the triumphs. Yet here lies the deeper arc of his story. Mackey didn't remain defined by his missteps. He confronted them, reined them in, and rebuilt. He eventually returned to basketball in other capacities, and his journey became a sort of redemption narrative of a man who changed lives, admitted his flaws, and still kept contributing to the game. When we remember Kevin Mackey, we remember more than an upset win or a record season. We remember a coach who pulled a university into the limelight and showed a mid-major program could dream big and realize it. We remember the boldness of his recruiting, the way he believed in players overlooked by others, and how he gave his team license to exceed expectations. We also remember the cost of greatness. In the adrenaline of the upset and the glow of national recognition, the private battle with addiction shows us that the path is rarely as clean as the victories suggest. Mackey's experience is a human one, full of ambition, vulnerability, triumph, and failure. Still, the legacy remains. The program at Cleveland State was transformed. The belief that the Vikings could contend was no longer fantasy, but possibility. The 1986 run gave the school exposure, momentum, and a sense of identity. Mackey's imprint extended far beyond the scoreboard. It lingered in the culture, in the way recruits perceived the school, and in the way fans remembered what it felt like to believe in something bigger than expected. In the end, Kevin Mackey's life reminds us of the duality of sports, the thrill of the upset, the pain of the fall, and the redemption of perseverance. He didn't just coach a team. He led a movement, however brief, that showed what happens when someone refuses to accept limitation. And when we lose such a figure, we lose more than a coach. We lose a beacon of hope for underdogs everywhere. As his friends, former players, and the city of Cleveland reflect on his passing, Mackey died at age 79 on November 11, 2025. Wikipedia +1. They will remember the roar of the upset, the ecstasy of achievement, but also the quiet of the sideline after the confetti settled. They will honor the man who dared to believe that Cleveland State could become unforgettable. For those of us telling his story now, as you do on your YouTube channel, it is a story ripe with tension, hope, setback, and triumph. It is a narrative with a suspenseful climb, a dramatic peak, and the honesty of reality. People will watch not only for what happened on the court, but for what happened off it. The victories matter, yes, but the human journey matters more. So let us remember Kevin Mackey not simply as a coach who made Cleveland State basketball memorable, but as a man who embraced the risk of greatness, faced down the cost, and left behind a legacy that says to every overlooked program, every underdog, every aspiring coach, the game may not forgive you, but it respects those who dare. The court may be unforgiving, the pressure unrelenting, but if you believe, and if you build with courage, you can change not only games, but lives. And that's exactly what Kevin Mackey did.